Chelsea wants to find out from Sister Casey, so let's give our attention to Sister Casey as she explains this information.
Chelsea, remember the other day when we were out in service? Do you remember what that lady said when we were talking about her family member who had just died?
Yes, she said that they were old and God called them home, but we know that's not true.
Yes, you're right. But you know what? Let's look at in God's Word and see if there's a way that we might help her see the truth. And let's look in the Bible and see what Jehovah said to Adam when he put him in the Garden of Eden. And we can look at that at Genesis, the 2nd chapter, verses 15 through 17. Now, I'm not going to read the whole, I'm going to read the first part of that, and then we'll talk about it, okay? And it says, "And Jehovah proceeded to take the man and settle him in the Garden of Eden, to cultivate it and take care of it. And Jehovah also laid the command upon the man, from every tree of the garden you may eat to satisfaction." Now, did Jehovah say he could only do this for a little while, or did he say that he was going to call him back home to heaven after a time, or that Adam would die?
No.
Right. So now let's read verse 17 in that same chapter and see what that says. And it says, "But as for the tree of knowledge of good and bad, you must not eat from it, for in the day that you eat from it, you will positively die." Now, we know that Adam, or that we know what happened. And so whose decision was it really as to whether there would be life or death?
Adam's.
That's right. So now, we know what Adam did next. Satan had already deceived Eve, so she had eaten the fruit, and from that tree that Jehovah said, don't eat from it. And then she offered some to Adam, and he made a very bad decision. Do you know what that was?
Yes, he ate the fruit too.
Right. And Adam's decision to eat the fruit had an effect on all of mankind. Now, let's go over to Romans, the 5th chapter, and the 12th verse. And that kind of tells us the result of what Adam did. And so, if you would you like to read that one?
Sure. "That is why, just as through one man's sin entered into the world, and death through sin, and thus death spread to all men because they had all sinned."
That's right. So, Chelsea, we weren't created to die, were we? And Jehovah always wants us to be happy, and he wanted us to live forever. So now we can see what caused death. So maybe in the next couple of days we could look up and see what hope Jehovah holds out for those that have already died.
Okay, good.
Okay.